I'd like to show you how to create a couple of these other kinds of pages now. We have announcements, file cabinet, and a list. The announcements is really handy because you actually do have homework assignments regularly, and this is a good way to post them. So I'm going to call it homework, and I'm going to create the page. And then I can actually just start posting right here. So it's sort of like a blog that's embedded in your site. So I'm going to say it's August 1st, and my students need to turn in orientation assignment. And I could attach the orientation assignment right here, or I could also add it to another page I'm going to make in a little bit that's going to have handouts included. But I could actually attach it right here. So we'll save that. And it's made a new page, so we're going to go back to homework so that you can see how it shows up here. Well, I'm going to do another post. And this time I'll call it August 10th. Review for vocabulary quiz. Okay, and that's done, so I'm going to save that. And we're just going to put one more in here. You can see that both of these are present now. New post. We'll make this one August 15th. And we'll say review for math pre-test. And we save it, and we can go back to homework, and we see now that we have 3 entries. Now this is great, and it's like an archive of homework assignments, but what would be even better is if we could see this on the home page. So we go back to home and click edit page, and then decide where we want to add this. I'm going to put my cursor right there. We can insert a gadget that's called recent posts. And it's going to default to homework because that's the only one I had, but I could have multiple kind of blog announcements pages. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the whole post because they're not very long, and I'm going to limit it to just the first 2 entries. I'm going to change the title to homework, and I'll go ahead and include the border. And there it is. I'm going to go ahead and center that. And let's look and see what that looks like. Okay, so now we have our homework assignments right here, our calendar right here, some pictures from our class, theoretically, and some fishies swimming around. So our page is starting to get really interesting. And we also have all of our pages over here in the sidebar. So one more page, I'm going to show you how to make a file cabinet. And I really like this because you can have all your handouts online just as you use them. When you have them in digital format, you can just upload them, and then your students can have access to them, or you can link to them. It really makes them accessible to everybody. So let's create that page, and then you simply add a file by browsing. And you can actually go to the web too, and it's actually taken me to my Google Presentations folder. So I'm going to choose Sites Basic, hit open, and then needs a little description, so I'm going to say basic guide for Google Sites. And I'm going to upload that. And then I can add another file, and I'm going to go with iGoogle PDF. And you can just keep building an archive of your handouts that you can easily say, okay, just look on the handout sections. It's called the Basic Guide for Google Sites. You can view it here, or you can download it, and it'll be there when you need it as well. Okay, let's go back to the home page. And you can see all the things that we've added here over on the sidebar. And we're going to take a few minutes and sort of edit the sidebar as well, because you do have some control over it. We've got a header, we've got our page content, we've got our sidebar. We can change our site layout. I don't recommend doing that because sometimes if you do that, it'll look fine on your computer, and then the layout will actually look really odd on someone else's computer. So I recommend just being consistent with whatever settings go with the layout you chose earlier. Now this is our navigation bar, which is what we see over there on the sidebar, and if you click Edit, you can unclick Automatically Organize My Navigation, and that means you start having more control over what the sidebar looks like. So we're going to create, we are going to create a title. We'll say Assignments, and we'll display the title, and we will remove Home. We'll remove Handouts, and we'll remove Permission Slips. Okay, and I don't actually like having the sitemap on there. Then we'll hit OK. Now, if we go back and look, save our changes here. We've done this, and it looks nice, but of course we're missing some of our important links now. So we're going to need to go back to the edit page, the sidebar edit page, and add another navigation. So when I clicked add a sidebar item, I got this menu, and I'm going to click navigation and edit. Now if I click add a page, it's going to give me an option of what I can add. So I'm going to add home, permission slip, and handouts. Actually, I think I'll get rid of home. And this one I'll just call papers. I'll call it miscellaneous. And I still need something with my home page on it, so I'm going to add one more and add the navigation, edit, and I'm just going to add the home page to this. And unclick display title. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the site, and now I'm starting to get some more organization over here. And I could just leave home here, or I could move it up to the top. Let me show you how you would rearrange it. If I wanted home to be at the top, I would just take this and I'd drag it up and then hit save. Now, navigation bars aren't the
So we're
only
going to
thing you
create
can add to
another
the
web
sidebar.
page,
You
and
can
we're going to go with the simple
web page
text
and
boxes,
this time it's
which
going to be
also means you can add a
permission
photo,
slip.
because anytime you have a text box, you can put a photo inside it. Recent site activity, my recent activity. The countdown is pretty cool because you can count down to the last day of school. We'll add that. So we'll say last day of school. We'll choose a date and we'll say June 1st. Okay. Oh. Okay. And I'll go ahead and add a text box too. And this could be about your teacher. And you could have something here biographical about yourself. And you can also, don't forget, you can change the text. Like if I wanted to change the color of this to, we have a purple one, so we'll go with purple. Okay. All right, so let's save changes. And return to the site. You'll see we have home at the top now, assignments, miscellaneous, the countdown to the last day of school, and about your teacher. And I think this would look better above the countdown, but I think I've kind of given you an idea of how to move those around. Okay, there is one last thing I would like to show you, and that is how to customize your web page a little bit. If you go to More Actions again, and then go down to Manage Site, and then look at colors and fonts. You have some options for changing the entire page, just the header, content area gadgets, sidebar gadgets, navigation gadget, horizontal navigation. So you can really change a lot of things. In this case, we'll try just playing around with the header a little bit to keep it simple. So if we want to change the color of the header, we can switch to custom, and then we could try and choose, something that looks nice with our purple. And then you got to make sure to save changes. We can also change the font. Sorry, just being slow for a second. Oh, it is something maybe a little bit more stand out. Something that stands out a little more. And we could actually switch to an image. So if I wanted to change the image to a custom image, I could browse. And the only one I have is kind of green, which isn't going to go well with our purple, but we can change the background header to that, and then hit Save Changes. Could be better, could be worse. I don't think we can see the color of the font anymore, so we can change the color of the font to something a little bit lighter that contrasts a little bit more. And then I really like my image, so what I would like to do is change my theme now, which I can do. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to choose one that has a little more green in it. Maybe this one. And then I can go down here, hit Save Changes. And then return to site. All right. Thanks for joining me. I really hope that this helped out, and I can't wait to work with you again.